Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cox Connections. Brad Grundmeyer, Director of Public Government Affairs for Cox, Louisiana. Thank you so much for tuning into our show. In this segment, we'll be talking about the great work that Catholic Charities have been doing in the community for quite so many years, but more so the great effort of one particular aspect of Catholic Charities, which is called Spirit of Hope, and the great work that they've done really since the oil spill, and now how it's transformed into helping so many of those who were impacted by Hurricane Isaac. So to talk about that and the great work that the Spirit of Hope have been doing in the greater New Orleans area as a part of Catholic Charities, happy to be joined by Shaula Lovera, who is the Spirit of Hope Director for Catholic Charities, Archdiocese of New Orleans, as well as Miss Sherry Rhodes, fellow West Banker in Algiers, and who is a Spirit of Hope Supervisor. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming by today. How are you both doing?
We're fine. Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure. The Spirit of Hope, what a great idea. It comes from humble beginnings because obviously was created by Catholic Charities to help those and facilitate those who are in need post-oil spill. Mm-hmm. So could you tell me, Shaula, what was the mission then at that time in regards to the oil spill?
I think with every Catholic Charities ministry, it was started with a ministry of presence and just really responding to the needs of the community, to the most affected. And Spirit of Hope is really, the oil spill response is really targeting the fishing community. So we've done a lot of work.
So many impacted, yes.
So many of them. And it's the same parishes that are affected now by Isaac. So that is how it is in the transition from oil spill, and a lot of our oil spill clients who had, in addition to oil spill, been impacted by Isaac, and then expanding it to the overall.
Because you're already there, you already had programs implemented, and it was just an easy transition.
Yeah, and we were really in the most affected areas, Port Sorrel, Point Alahadj, Lafitte. We did expand our services to in response to La Place, which it's a new site for us, but not a new site for the Archdiocese.
What, Ascension of Our Lord out there in La Place?
Ascension of Our Lord in
parish,
St. Joan of Arc, yeah.
Yes, well, and that's fantastic. Tell me, Sherry, you're actually in the field working with client relationships and all that. Tell me, tell a little bit about what you do and the impact that you're making.
Okay, what I do right now is I am sitting on a committee for the recovery in St. John Parish. Yep. And what we're establishing now is the recovery plans for that parish. Sure. What the case managers and myself do that are out there is we do assessments on all of those who are affected by the Hurricane Isaac. We do their intake, and what they do is refer those who need to be referred out to assist them in the recovery plans as it relates to rebuilding.
And we're talking, you have 10 case managers, 6 crisis counselors, and a social worker, as well as 2 interns are actually in the field, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And they obviously either full-time or part-time, or a little bit of the two?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both, because we're still responding to oil spill, but this new tragedy, it's pushing us to expand to other services. We also have a psychiatrist on staff that also goes down to do assessments and work with our clients.
Yeah, because you think about the impact, particularly after Isaac. You're probably in need of interpreters, or you may be in need of case managers and crisis counselors. They really do that, so you probably had to ramp up. Is that typically the case after an incident like a hurricane?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and really, we started with Spirit of Hope was already there, but at the beginning of the response, we had over 57 people from all the different departments. We were deployed to all the areas, and we were all boots on the ground doing the recovery work. And then, for example, some of the ministries that still continue are the distribution sites that we have in Breathway, which is one of the most affected communities.
Absolutely.
So we have that on the weekends, and volunteers staff it on the weekends, and we just continue to work. We had Operation Helping Hands, which was a program created after Katrina, which basically reactivated, which is disaster, that they're doing gutting and cleaning, and we're just, the case managers, on top of what Sherry said, they coordinate all these resources for the community. They do the initial assessment and find out what they need and how they need to be navigated.
And today you've done 13 homes in La Place, and I believe a couple in Plaquemines?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's no easy feat. I've driven through my brother-in-law and sister-in-law live in La Place. We're up in that area, and we're extremely impacted by that. So thank you all so much for the work that's going on there, and with the crew and the amount of workers, the gut and the labor involved, that's pretty involved. Involved activity for people to do. So thank you so much for that. And we're just real quickly, I was just amazed at the volunteer hours that you had because you think about the Spanish, Vietnamese, those who speak Chinese, those who speak Portuguese, etc. All of them need interpreters when you're talking to case managers. So that's some people don't think about. That's one part of this of the process.
And it wasn't not only at the case manager sites when they had the DSNAP centers.
Oh, right. Oh, absolutely.
We had to respond in there. So we recruited, I can't remember the total number of volunteer interpreters that we had. I think it was about 50 for every day during the time that El Ario Center and UNO were open. We had interpreters volunteer. Our staff, myself included, and a bunch of others, just interpreting. So we did Spanish, Vietnamese, French, Portuguese, Chinese,
amazing. And the
Cambodian.
Nice part, in September, you all had a youth volunteer day, which seemed like it was very successful. People donating and helping residents. That was wonderful. And then lastly, on the 29th, you had some 24 volunteers from area like Loyola and Our Lady of Holy Cross from the college group kind of help out. So it seems like people are really trying to find a way to engage, and then Spirit of Hope is a great organization or effort to channel that activity and the one to do something different.
Yeah, and it is really bigger than Spirit of Hope. It is really the entire Catholic Charities. Archdiocese of New Orleans and the Archdiocese overall, because we're led by our bishop, who's really helping us out and setting the targets and the goals for us to follow. So.
And the nice part about it too, you have such great collaboration with a lot of churches, because there's Knights of Columbus organizations and organizations within their Second Harvesters that they want to do something, and it was just a great opportunity to collaborate with them, correct?
Right. Yeah, and Catholic Charities really stands up for collaboration. We collaborate with our own churches throughout the diocese. We also work with the other dioceses, collaborating with them on their response. And we have all these other partnering agencies, both from church collaboration, which includes what you said, Second Harvest and the Knights of Columbus, and the many parishes like St. Joan of Arc, who hosted us there for a very long time, Assumption of our Lord, Assumption Church, where we're having our site in Breathway, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, and the list goes on and on and on about all the churches.
And then you
that
get,
are
your
us.
governmental collaboration, FEMA, Beacon of Hope, Salvation Army, Red Cross, all those guys, and with a lot of donations. That's important for our viewers out there who are hearing about the great work that Catholic Charities is doing, particularly when it comes to Spirit of Hope. Is there a phone number and a website that you can direct them to in case they're interested in helping and getting involved even further? Yeah,
our website is www.ccano.org. I can't remember right now the phone, but I think you have it.
It's up there on the screen, 523-3755. And there's also a care line at 866-891-2210. So that's all the information right here on the bottom of the screen. More so, go to the website, which is ccano.org. All the information you need, learn about how you can get involved with Spirit of Hope, and maybe have the great opportunity of working with these two.
And they can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And it's a great place to get regular updates on what are we up to every day.
Thank you, ladies, so much for the great work you're doing with Spirit of Hope and Catholic Charities, and continued success. And thank you for making a difference, truly.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Sherry, thank you very much.
Yes.
And thank you as well.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that wraps up this segment of Cox Connections. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.